People. Que pasa, suck, say what they do. Welcome to Crime Time News. Now, people, first thing that is popular in the news is a little robbery, attempted, foiled, failed robbery that took place in a place called Summer Hill in Montego Bay. Don't quote me on the name. Where 5 gunmen at least pulled up in a bank in some sort of rural area. Looks kind of isolated. When the video start, we see them jack up, hold the security, drop to her knee, try to restrain her. However, she was hesitant about going inside because maybe she thought that if she went inside, maybe she might not come back out or come back out in some sort of body bag and people. It worked out in her best interest. Now, people, there are a couple of videos. A video that is about 2 minutes long. In that video, we see all of the happenings that took place outside. There were 2 other videos also that showed from the CCTV from inside the actual bank, and we saw the men went in, pacing around, licking upon the glass, trying to open the door. However, people, no kind of success, epic failure. However, what was most interested about all the videos is an episode that took place after them running at the bank, and we saw one young man come out with what seems to be some sort of AK-47 assault rifle. Now, people, in the video, like me say, them try to restrain the security guard. She was not having any part of it. She's stubborn like mule. However, what we saw is that one young man with a towel up, him come out, and obviously he must have seen somebody down the road, 1 or 2 persons. And I am going to tell you why I say 1, possibly 2. Don't quote me on it. Him come out and him start blaze up the towel up off of some people on the left side of the bank. And then 2 toes, me see him start run in the opposite direction. Run back towards a 7-seater, look like a fielder, or some sort of hatchback. Taxi kind of, Probox kind of car, don't know the type. And then soon after or immediately, when the next friend them with the lesser tool saw what was happening, everybody follow the leader. Simon say, 1 fool make many pretty much. Them start take with themselves. And then we saw a man walking into the frame with something in his hand. And people, unless you zoom it up, you would have thought that it must have been some sort of tool, maybe a 4.5, maybe a 357 Magnum like Clint Eastwood. And he was a sharpshooter. And people, if my eyes don't deceive me or didn't deceive me, I could have sworn that I saw some sort of bullet, a lick on some sort of concrete. And people, I doubt that this person, who is said to be a man of unsound mind, homeless, whatever the case is, because people, it is kind of hard to differentiate. Jamaicans call homeless people, mad people, unsound mind, whatever the case is. I did not do any sorts of psychological, mental evaluation, sorry. So I can't say for sure. However, people, what we saw is that that same man, whatever he had in his hand, which people say is a hose, don't know if it's a garden hose, some sort of hose off of some sort of old car gone bad and the mechanic fling it out, people. Me no know. However, what I know is that he was walking towards the bank and the men were running from the bank, running back in their getaway vehicle. And he was advancing towards them and people, them take with themselves. Now, people, based on what them say, a unsound mind, we can come to that conclusion that yes, is either this man have some sort of big hog balls, spine, intestinal fortitude. However, that type of bravery, it is going to have more than some sort of hog balls. You have to be brave as hell, or option B, of unsound mind. I think that the later is what explains him or defines him. However, people, the question that I have to ask, and when I send the video to a couple of people, yes, them see some sort of sparks a fly off of the concrete, off of the ground. That means it seems as if some sort of force, meaning bullet, was gashing somewhere. Now, people, when I speak about a cover-up, I mean that maybe this bank, maybe this institution don't want the government or relevant authority to know that, listen, we have an orthodox security system in place, installed, meaning that the area man them are protect the place. And the next possibly is that maybe, and people, this is a long stretch, maybe a next set of man had the same intentions of these barbonish robbers, and then when them pull up on the spot a couple of seconds or minute later, they realize that hogging at them go walk, and them a say, no sir, we done a plot out and a pray out this place a long time. We are not going to make anybody else foil this plan of ours. And people like them say, thief no likes a thief with long bag. And we know so these gunmen, these bad men, most Jamaican kind of bad mind. So therefore, them want the proceeds of crime for themselves. And when them see a next set of people, them pretty much play shooks. Box it out of them hand. Box the food out of them hand. At the end of the day, people, the good thing is that nobody got hurt. People get shook. People get frightened. People get scared. However, nobody lost their life. Nobody was injured, with the exception of the security at the front. We know so them drag her and pull her and treat her like a rag doll. Point blank and period. Now, people, here is what I'm going to say. These young men that went on this apps, this robbery gone wrong, I don't think that they qualify. I don't think that they have the characteristics. They don't have the skill sets to be any sorts of gangster and people. This is not to highlight or make it seem as if gunman is some sort of good profession. But me just as say, they need to find immediate alternate profession because they're obviously not good at this. And just that experience that they had, them now no guts, them now no aiming ability. They did not read the memo or the notice board. They did not read Robbery 101 for dummies, because if they did, they would have known that, listen, whenever you go on any sorts of apps like that, you have to kind of spot out the place first. Send in Spot a Lion, see the daily operational procedures, see the setup of the place. Because when we watched this video, it was obvious that it seems as if them pretty much do a drive-by surveillance, not drive-by the regular type. Them just pass and somebody call somebody and say, you know, say one bank, they up now one little bush area, and we can just run in the bank. We did told them and people are got scared, and the cashier or the bank attendant are going to just fling the money over the counter and we are just put in our bag and step out. They were not aware that some of these places have all sorts of vault door, bulletproof glasses, all sorts of security resistance that would make our jobs not as easily or accessible as we would have thought. So people, at the end of the day, the moral of the story is this. Whoever was leading the troops in this foiled failed robbery. He needs to be demoted. He should no longer have any sorts of access to any sorts of tool, be it illegal. Him shouldn't have no tall up. Him shouldn't have no 22. Him shouldn't even have a homemade, or even worse, a little one pop. That man is not supposed to hold any sorts of tool going forward. That man should be relegated to somebody that basically gets some sorts of legal job that has nothing to do with crime, that has nothing to do with guts, that has nothing to do with bravery, that has nothing to do with badness, and that includes his cronies to a lesser extent or same extent. Because if you go up on a apps and you have one of the most serious tool on planet Earth, the A to the K 47, and you make a next man with a handgun, make you almost run left your foot, run left your cronies. If them never fast, you don't jump in the car and drive off, left them. People, when we think about this, you ever watch some fighter fish yet? And you see them get colorful and them flare up. I saw the man them look bright red, colorful when they advance in the drive-by car or the roll-up car. However, the way the man them exit the building, the way the man them act inside of the building, and worse, when the madman pull up on them with the garden hose or the vehicle hose, whichever one it is, how them peel up, how them quail up, how them pretty much get punked and run for them dear life, almost run left the vehicle. People, it was a sight to see. And this shows you, this is the typical gunman in Jamaica. A whole bunch of cowards. Them brave, when them pull up on innocent people with no sorts of tool, and them take away granny, or them take one little pregnant lady, or some little pitney, or some other little man we stand up on the corner and play domino. Them not going at any sorts of AR. Them not want to see no buckle. Them not want to see no smoke. They don't want to have nothing to do with anything that puts up any sort of resistance, that have any sort of tool. That is the typical gunman them we have in Jamaica, and that is why so many innocent people are losing their life, because them want to take away people, catch them slipping, but they are not going to go face to face, mano y mano, meaning man versus man, no HOMO, point blank and period.